Is that you? It's me. That guy. It's been a while. Had a bit of computer trouble. A bit of laziness. And a bit of how do I make a snare that isn't completely shite in pure data? Um, Now, it's not completely shite, but I've kind of figured it out a little bit. Um, I said right back at the beginning, all those 3 episodes ago, that I don't want to use samples. Well, I kind of changed that. I don't want to use external samples. If I can make the sample and keep it within pure data without saving it elsewhere, once it's kept in PD, that's the same thing, right? So very very quickly, changed the kick again. It's a little bit more neater. I'm zoomed in now in post production because I'm a professional. This is what it looks like now. It's a lot neater. I had all these like load bangs coming in all out of the place. It looked retarded. It was completely unnecessary. But yeah. So there we go. That's what this is. So yeah. This is what the hats look like now. Again, it's a lot neater. Much easier to see what the fuck is going on. So yeah. Now, snares. Snares are a difficult thing to make. Like properly, to make them sound nice. And I'm basically an inept twat. So yeah, I found 2 ways to do it. Sorry, I have a bit of a sniffle. It's wintertime here, and the only way for you to accurately create a snare in pure data is if you're not wearing any pants and you have some coffee with you. Here is my coffee. You can't see it because I don't have my webcam engaged, but I'm plunging my coffee now. This is how to make coffee with pure data webcast. Here now, this is this thanks to Obi Wannabe on the Pure Data forums for how to make a coffee sound going into a cup in pure data. Engage pure data. Oh, pure data is engaged. Coffee. Right. So I got my coffee. I'm not wearing any pants. Let's make a snare. Java. Alright. So we are going to be utilizing a new object called TabWrite. TabWrite is has to do with tables. I don't think we've used tables in here before. Have we? Have we? No, we haven't. So, as always, we're going to do it on this screen first, because you never know. So, one, and yes, we will be using noise. So we're going to create another object, TabWrite tilde snare. That can go in there. Nope. So we need to create a table. Table snare, which is the name of this here. It's always going to be the same thing, and we need a length of our sample. We'll make it quite big. There we go. And if we click on it, we'll see there's nothing there. We have to do this point. Is there something in there? Nope. And if that happens, what you need to do is go click on compute audio, turn it off, turn it back on, and there we go. As hang on, you saw wherever it is. Is this it? Yep, there we go. This is our noise now. Here it is. It's a bit fiddly, so we can grab all this shit, move it over there for the moment, and we are going to play this sample using something called tab read 4. But how do we do that? It's actually a little bit more complicated than you might think. First off, let's create a Hazor. How will I do this? Okay, put array phaser. Yeah, it's fine, whatever. I'm just kind of move that over there a bit. Tab right tilde phasor. Put that there. We need a metro, of course, and we need to do that there. Toggle. Put that there. Bams. And a number situation. Let's X-ray 0 2. Let's make it 300 maybe. Apply. Yeah, I'll do. I suppose. Size. There we go. We'll make it a polygon. There we go. Now let me slow it down. 50 maybe. Yep, there we go. Now, let's find a nice spot. Well, hopefully you can see this now. It's a bit jittery, but now this here is an array. This is a table. Inside the table is an array. Hope that makes sense now. So the phaser is going from 0 to 1, like slowly in a linear fashion. It's going 0, 1, and then drops right back down to 0. This space down here is like -1. So 0, 1, 0, 1, like that. Our table, it can be read as 0 all the way over to this side, 1. And that's how we're going to read our sample. We can delete this, we don't need it. We don't need that, all we need is our phaser. Now, the number that I am going to put in, I can't remember how I arrived at that number. 1417. Delicious boogers. But I did arrive at that number eventually somehow. I'm not sure how. We are going to times this times tilde by the length of the sample. 50, 0, 0, 0. Big number. And that goes in there. And now tab read for tilde snare, because we want to read from the snare table. So yeah, that's what's happening now. We can yo that, and now the phaser is at 16.1417 cycles a second, or whatever it is, hertz. So much like this is kind of an FM thing, I suppose, a bit. This goes in there. I actually have it written down because I'm cheating. So I know kind of what to do here. And shocker, we need we need an oscillator. So we have a sawtooth, which is playing a snare, which is frequency modulating an oscillator. Up here we need a line. I can go in there, and I don't have the numbers for the line written down, but yeah, we need them. So we're going to duplicate that. We need another one over here. And we need that. This is our volume. Could have just done that, but whatever. And I'll put that into there, not into there. So that's all set up. You want to drink some of your coffee. Put it back down. And what will we put in here? Okay, so this is a snare. Sounds like that. Not the greatest, but whatever. So as you can see, much like the kick, it starts off sort of higher pitched and goes wee, and then sort of very gradually gets deeper. Not deeper, like the tone, the pitch lowers. So with our oscillator, we can go from, I don't know, let's just make some shit up. 100 in, how long will we make it? Let's make it, fuck it, we'll make it 50. And how much of this? Let's do the same. Oh, Jesus. Let's make a bag here. Put that in there. Wait. Whoa. Of course, I'm an utter fool. I'm a complete fool. Gotta move this down here. We gotta have that there. We have to make the volume for this. Whoop. No, come on. Don't be a bastard. There. And this needs to go from 1 to 0. And we'll make it the same amount of time. 50. There we go. Boink. Now, hopefully. Hey. Yep, it sounds like utter shite. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a metro, and it will bang every half a second. We'll turn it on and off, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna fiddle around with these numbers here until, okay, but I guess I should probably explain exactly what's going on. So this is coming in here. This is our white noise from here. This is going in here, and then the amplitude of this is going from 1000 to 100 in 50 whatevers. This is our oscillator. our oscillator, the pitch is being defined by this 1000 to 150 whatevers, and the frequency is being modulated by this. God, it's actually kind of complicated to explain, but hopefully you can figure it out. You're not retards. So yeah, let's just do this thing. Okay, so you didn't see it because it was a lot of fiddling around. I edited it out. But these are the numbers that I arrived at. And this is what it sounds like. Not bad. It's actually better than when I first figured all this. Oh Jesus, I'm sorry. When I first figured all this crap out. But yeah, this is it really. Um, yeah. Um, we can sort of fiddle around with the length of it. But I like it that little bit shorter. Um, so yeah, let's actually take a look at what our sample looks like. We need a new array, and we'll call this fart noise 9000. There we go. Move that over here. Tab right tilde fart noise 9000. That goes in there. Again, boop, boopity boop. Oh, that's incorrect. Boopity boop. Yep, this is kind of basically it. That's what it looks like. Ugly as hell. So delete that. Let's fiddle around with these a bit more. Make them the same length as this. Not much difference. So yeah, this was snare 1. I did say that there was 2 different snares that I made. So first off, let's neaten this up. Everything is all over the place, and it's just bugging the shit out of me. Okay, so this is snare number 1. Whee! Just fuck that over there somewhere. Now, snare number 2. We're gonna use. We've already made our snare, our noise sample, so we don't have to go around doing that again. But we're going to play our sample in a different way. We're gonna need oh, we're gonna need that anyway, so we can duplicate that. Now we have our volume control. Put that over there. Now we're going to use a line to play our noise, and we're going to use tab play. We used tab read before. Tab play is different. If you really want to know, you can look at the help files. I went over tab play in I think it was my breakcore, how to make breakcore video. Um, this will ban anyway. Yeah, just go watch that, and you'll find out how to make breakcore, and then you can be really cool also, and that's what matters in life. We're going to make a bandpass, and we're going to type into here $1 $1 $1 space 1. $1 is for this cold inlet. 1 is this, but this isn't going to be used. This one is. $1 is a variable. Yeah, not wholly necessary, but there it is. The $1. We're going to make a low pass filter. All of these go into here. Whoop. Move this out of it. Boopity boo. Okay. There's this. This is going to go into here. And instead of using line, we're going to use the line, which is a more complicated version of line. And more complicated means that it can do more shit. Times tilde, and this is very interesting. I was very pleased with myself to have figured this out, and hopefully you'll see what I figured out afterwards if I remember. So V-line takes a more complicated argument through its inlet. We see line. We'll create a little message box thing, and we will play it like so. 1000 to 10, I suppose. 50. Oops. 50. There we go. Hooray. Now, V-line is more of your average envelope, your ADSR. But we're going to use it, and the way you use it is you need 3 sets of arguments. You have your attack is going to go from 1. Oh man, this is going to take 100 years to explain. I'll actually link to a very, very good explanation of it. It's on Floss Manuals, which is a phenomenal resource for open source shit. 0.5, 10, 0.5, comma, 0, 50, 50. Now that is a long ass argument. And this is where the interesting thing is. Now, usually this will go into here and that's it. But if we put it into both, and that can go in there. Let's create a tab right and poop. A little less complicated. Metro 500. Doop. No, come on. Put that in there, and that in there. That can go in there. And put array poop, and again, we'll make this bigger. There we go. Why aren't you working? You bastard. This can go out of here anyway. oh, I'm actually a retard, right? We need to set these arguments here to move these down before we get to see the cool line thingy. We need another line anyway. Line, and we need to do this, and we will sweep it from up high. That'll do. To fairly low. No, very low. That'll do, I suppose. And subject to change. I can go in there, do that. And you know what? Fuck it, we'll put that there. And this is what our snare looks like. But yeah, and if I zoom, oops, if I zoom in a bit, size, we'll make it bigger. Right now it's unnecessarily huge, but come on. Oh, it's so slow. So slow. Right. Now, as you can see, do you remember when we looked through at the snare here? If you don't remember, rewind, have another look. But it went from like, it was just like a sideways triangle. Whereas this has a sweep on it. A nice logarithmic sweep. It's lovely. Just lovely. And that is from doing this. Putting the number and then timesing it by itself. As the number gets lower, the result is this nice logarithmic sweep. I haven't seen anyone do this before. I'm not sure if I probably didn't invent this. I'd be very surprised if I did. But this is the result. It's really nice. So just like before, let's play around with this. I'm going to edit it out. I'm going to show you what I ended up with. And yeah, hopefully it's going to sound totally badical. Let's go. Okay, this is what I ended up with. All these numbers here. Again, you know, you can change these. It doesn't really matter that much. I will delete these. Oops, that and that. There we go. I don't need them. And let's hear what these two sound like. Put that over here. We'll listen to the difference of them. Turn that up. I'll be able to turn them both on and off at the same time. And you know what? Together, playing them at the same time actually sounds really cool. I like that a lot. So that's what we're gonna do. Okay. So now that was unexpected, but this is now our snare. I was gonna pick one, but I've decided right now we don't need that. We don't need that. I've decided right now that this sounds pretty fucking snazzy. Put that in there like that. Okay, what things need to be loaded from the beginning? Load bang. That does. Now we're going to move this over here, and this also does. This bang is redundant. Put that there. Okay, now cleanup time. Alright, so this needs to be 1 anyway. So we can get rid of that. And this will be 0.5. We can get rid of that. And then these two are going to just go together. Whee! And let's check I haven't fucking wrecked everything. It's gonna be 1. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. I like it. So that's a turnip for the books, isn't it? Yep, that's a turnip for the books. A turnip book. PD snare. I'm going to grab all this shite. Cut it out. I'm going to put it in here. Where'd it go? It's all the way over here somewhere. Move it over. There we go. Now, we need an outlet for it to come out of. We need a metro. We need the inlet. Turn our metro on and off. Now here is the thing. Return BPM. Now, as it stands, this is just going to trigger every time the kick does, which we don't want, but we're not going to really worry about for the moment, because all that shit can be dealt with when what needs to be back. That does. Also, so does this. So we can do that, and hopefully, not so much. There we go. So yeah, all that shit can be dealt with when you know, when it gets to the actual making of the songs, like the composition bits. there we go. But yeah, there we go. So now we have, it only took months and months and months. Now we have our kick, our hats, and our snare. So yeah, that's it. What else is next for our drum kit? I don't know. Um, if you want me to make another drum kit thing, um, really, I would leave it at this because I'm very lazy. Um, but yeah, there we go. There we have it. If you want me to make another thing, then just let me know, like another drum sound. Let me know, and I'll see what I can do. That's it. Bipolar Joe, telling you it's time to fuck off. Because I have housework to do. If I don't do it, my lady friend beats me. Bye! I'm going to blow my nose. Oh, I actually blew a hole in it, in the tissue. That was gross. No. Yeah. Editing. Editing.